Okay, welcome back from break. I'm sure you're all well fed and watered and ready to go for the afternoon now. This morning we started out talking about the 6 personality types, and we broke them down a little bit and we discussed what makes them tick. And we sort of went into that area in a little bit of detail for each of the 6 types of personalities that we're talking about in this seminar. Can you guys remember what the 6 personality types are? The know-it-all, yes. The complainer, the yes man, the bully, the person who says no, puts a halt to everything. Yes, that's right, that's right. And what was the last one? The last one. The passive person. Exactly, the passive. Okay, well, very good. So you remember, you were all awake and ready to go this morning, and good job, because this afternoon we're going to talk about us. And we're going to talk about what makes us tick as managers. Now, when we got started this morning, I had you take a word that best describes you in your family or in your social circle. And you wrote it down on the piece of paper, and then you wrote a little paragraph about why you are that person and maybe what makes you tick a little bit. Okay, remember that? Now, I'm not going to make you read it to us. We're not going to share that with the class. But I want to talk about this afternoon about introspection and finding out who we are so that we can better understand who we're managing. We can better understand those challenging personalities that come at us because we have a better idea of who we are as individuals. Yeah. Interesting, huh? You didn't think I was going in that direction, did you? No. Now, some of you told me at break that you wrote down that you were the mother or the father. You had various other descriptors that you utilized for that one word, and I thought that was really great. And so I'm going to share with you what my word was and a little bit about my paragraph. My word was that I am the resource person. Okay? Ever since I can remember, I've wanted to learn. I've wanted to know the details and the facts, and I need to know why something is the way it is. So I was one of those annoying children. Why? And you guys have some annoying kids like that. You have some annoying adults like that. Yes, well, I get that because that's me, right? So yeah, so that was me. But I was in the mode of being helpful and wanting to be knowledgeable and educated and wanting to be out there being that resource for other people. If you needed to know who invented the cotton gin, you come to me. I'll tell you it was Eli Whitney. Yes, I have all kinds of random information in my head. But this information is what identified me as that person in my circle for all of those years. So it's been very important to me. But once I got into the position of being the manager as opposed to being the student or the employee in the office, I started to see other difficult personalities coming at me, and I had a little bit of a hard time at first figuring out how to approach them and how to deal with them. Some of them I thought were very much the know-it-all and the uncooperative one, and maybe a little bit of the bully, and I just didn't know how to handle that. And then a company I worked for sent me to a seminar by Mr. Lou Tice, who is the founder of the Pacific Institute. And Dr. Tice is an expert on human behavior and how our brains drive us in the direction that we're going. He has a very, very nice course that I took called Thought Patterns for a Successful Career. And he has books, and if you ever get the opportunity to read some of his information, some of his books, you should definitely do that because it really leads you down a path of understanding how your brain works and why you are the way you are about certain things. So it's very, very interesting. And actually, I can get you a copy of that if any of you are interested, because it is really, really, really good information to have. But what that did is it opened my eyes. And it helped me to see that I was not just the resource person. No, I was the know-it-all. I was a little bit of the bully sometimes. I could be the complainer if I wasn't careful. And I was never really the yes person. I could be the no person. So there were a lot of things that I learned about myself that I didn't find very flattering. But once I figured out who I was, that changed my whole approach to how I dealt with my employees. Because then I could look at an employee who was being difficult with me and I could think, I know, I think a lot like you. And this is how I would want to be dealt with. And this is how I've been dealt with in the past that didn't work. So now this is how we're going to move forward. And by being able to have those tools and continue learning and uncovering things about myself, still, I'm able to be that manager that motivates the team and gets the job done. But that's only because I took the time to introspect. So that's what we're going to do this afternoon. For a couple of hours, we're going to do some exercises, we're going to have some discussions, and we're going to look inside ourselves, and we're going to find out what makes us tick and how our personalities can mesh and actually find common ground with the difficult personalities that we will ultimately encounter in our own workplace.